But why did you choose FRM?
If you want to build a solid foundational financial knowledge and a functional knowledge, FRM, you should go for it.
And how much time you were giving each day to prepare?
For the first 4 months, I have given full 2 hours each day, 2.5 hours each day in morning 7 to 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Then, due to some family circumstances, I could not study for 2 months. So almost roughly around 7.5 to 8 months I have given for this preparation.
First 4 months,
Yeah.
how much portion you had completed?
So, sir, for the first in the first 2.5 to 3 months only, I have completed my whole syllabus, and also I had one target that I will not only pass the exam, but I want to pass the exam with a very good score.
Now, from your experience, what are the top 3 things that you should do to prepare for the exam, to clear the
So,
exam, basically?
have time, 6 months full preparation. Have your solid that one roadmap, that how much time you want to spend each day, and be consistent.
Hello, guys. I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their careers, and I also help students who are preparing for their examinations related to finance, like CFA, FRM, SCR, CIA. And I have with me today one of my students who has been able to clear the FRM level 1. Okay, so his name is Sourav, and he's going to be talking about his journey of clearing the exam. He's also working professional, so we're going to be talking a lot about how did he manage the time, how was the consistency and all of that, and what are the major challenges that he faced. So Saurav, first of all, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. So if you can give a brief, I mean, before you started preparing, what were you doing with preparing for FRM exam?
Thank you so much, sir, for the brief introduction. So, I am a working profession. I work in Wells Fargo for the last 2.5 years. Before that, for my studies, I did my schooling from TPS Megacity, Kolkata.
Okay.
After that, I joined St. Xavier's College. I did my BCom honors from there, under graduation, and that was majorly in finance. Immediately after that, I did my MBA from IFMR Graduate School of Business from Chennai. That is also majorly in finance. And from there only, I got on the second year, I got campus placement. So I am working in Wells Fargo. That is the first company which came to our campus for recruitment, and they have selected 15 to 16 people. So I was one of them who got
Wow.
selected
Wow.
in Wells Fargo. Yeah, and the department is DMI, Data Management and Insights.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm working there for the last 2.5 years, and I started my preparation journey on 2025.
But why did you choose FRM? Because before the interview, we were just talking. So you mentioned certain things. So I want you to talk about that also. Why? What was the reason you chose FRM?
That this is I'm a fresher, so this is my first corporate life, corporate world in Wells Fargo. Before that, I haven't worked in anywhere. But after entering into Wells Fargo and after spending a good amount of time there, I saw, and I have also gone through other courses curriculum. I saw there are a lot of similarities if you are working in a
Hmm.
banking sector, maybe in Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Standard Chartered, Citibank, any bank. So you will find a lot of similarities between FRM and banking sector. A lot of
Correct.
key terms, everything. So if you want to build a solid foundational financial knowledge and a functional knowledge, FRM, you should go for it. Definitely, if you're working in a banking sector, because what is happening, like I was very confused initially, what is happening, why this is happening, the background story, why everything is coming into place. The FRM is a solid building block for your career ahead.
Okay, wonderful. And then when you started in January, okay,
Yep.
what was the flow of preparation and how much time you were giving each day to prepare?
So I started exactly on January 9th. I still remember. And I saw your videos, previous videos in YouTube and other social media platforms. I liked your videos. I was very clear that, okay, the way you are making us understand each and every concept was very, in a simple, but in a professional way to get in touch that which is important or not. So I started with preparing from January, and for the first 4 months I have given full 2 hours each day, 2.5 hours each day in morning 7 to 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock. So 4 months.
7 to 8 o'clock in the morning.
No,
So,
seven. Maybe starting in 7 or 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning till 10:30. So 2.5 hours each day morning I was giving for the
okay.
first 4 months. Then, due to some family circumstances, I could not study for 2 months. So because I wanted to give in August, but I couldn't. So again, from July I started, and from July, August, September, October. So almost roughly around 7.5 to 8 months I have given for this preparation.
So when you were preparing continuously for 4 months, the first 4 months,
Yeah.
how much portion you had completed?
So, sir, for the first in the first 2.5 to 3 months only, I have completed my whole syllabus. Every day, I was giving 2.5 hours. So,
Okay.
morning, what I had planned from initially only. You had your plan. I was following your 4 month plan, but I was ahead of that. So each day, I didn't miss out a single day. I was studying 2.5 hours. I was seeing your video. I was making a proper notes of it, and after completing your video, immediately I was going through the entire chapter within 20, 25, 30 minutes, just to recap everything again in my
You
mind.
mean reading
And
the textbook?
yes, date in the textbook. Maybe let's say you have a video for 1.5 hours. I was watching the complete video. Let's say it took me 2.5 hours. Morning, I have watched your video because seeing the video and taking notes takes a bit more time. Then
Correct.
after that, immediately, just after completing your video, immediately I go through the chapter. Let's say within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I go through the chapter nicely, so that I can recall all the concepts that I have seen in the video. Then if I
Okay.
don't have time, I have to rush to office. After coming back to office, I just target to give one quiz. The quizzes that you had, that quiz 1, quiz 2,
Okay.
quiz 3,
Okay.
one
Okay.
quiz, let's say 15 question, 20 question. So that one day, one chapter was my target, that seeing your video, completing the one, my self reading, and solving one quiz, that was my target. So like that, in 2 months, that is 60 days, I have completed almost all the chapters. It took me 2.5 months. So that was my target. And after that, for the next 2.5 to 3 months, I wanted to go for full revision and mocks and other quizzes.
Okay. Now, when there was a break, you again
Hmm.
started in July.
Yeah.
So, what did you do when you started in July?
Okay, so for the 2 months break that I had in the 4 months before my vacation, before my leave, in the 4 months, January, February, March, April, I had built very strong, very solid knowledge about each and every chapter, because
Correct.
within 2.5 months only I have completed my entire syllabus, and I also had studied one full revision for 1.5 months. So I had to build a very strong foundation of all the chapters, and I was also trying solving all the questions, like I was getting good marks from initially only. And after 2 months, when I came back from my leave, uh, again it took me a lot of motivation to start again, because it's a long thing, because again we have to study a lot of concepts, lot of formulas. So it took me 3 4 days to again come into that zone of studying.
Okay.
But once I started, I had the notes. I just felt like, okay, I know the things, just I have to push myself for the initial 1 week to
Correct.
get into that zone. So it took me a lot of motivation, and but I started again. And again the same thing, because I have already watched your videos, so that time was already not required for me. So at morning I had full 3 hours to study, and evening also, after coming from office, evening also I had 1.5 hours of study. So I tried to study from Monday to Friday at least 2 to 3 hours, and on weekends I had given 6 to 7 hours dedicatedly
Wow.
each.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was no,
So
apart from the major break, that 2 months ka
mhm.
break, there was no break in the consistency.
No, sir. I was very sure that if I have to crack it at once, and I have to be consistent enough. And also, I had one target, that I will not only pass the exam, but I want to pass the exam with a very good score. So I had that concept that I want to pass the exam with the top quartile,
Wow.
top score in each of the subject. Maybe how hard it is, but I will continuously do it. So after coming back from my vacation from July, so July was a tough month for me, because I had to revise the entire syllabus, and very nicely, because I had forgotten a lot of concepts. So July, each day I had targeted for 2 chapters. So July month, 1 month, 2 chapters, 60 chapters. So morning 2.5 hours, at evening time 1 hour, 4 hours I used to study each day 2 chapters, and weekends also 2 3 chapters. Like that, in 1 month, full revision I had completed. Along with the revision
Okay.
also, continuously I used to solve your quiz, chapter wise quiz. Because solving the quizzes, and I also used to write down if any important question I felt that, okay, from quiz 2, question number 17 and 18 is very important, I will just mark it down, that before the exam I'll just go through it and just solve it once again. So I applied that concept. And in between also I used to see a lot of your videos, that which concepts, which tips and tricks you used to give. Those tips and tricks used helped me a lot. I used those tips and tricks in my study pattern.
It was a very good brief about the. A lot of my questions are actually answered. When did you complete your overall solving and all everything before the exam?
Okay,
So
so July month was complete 1 month of dedication and revision, and after completion of July month's revision, in August, where I wanted to give a third revision. So in August, when I again studied, I felt like already I had built a solid foundation previously after for studying so much time, that already I had like those chapters are very easy for me. So August also I completed all 1 month again. I have given full revision because I had 3 months extra time. Previously I had planned for August, then I shifted to November, so 2 months extra time I had. So
correct.
August also full revision I have and solving your questions. In August, what I did, I started with your subject wise quiz, because I
Okay.
have already done all your chapter wise quiz. I started like one subject, 1 week done, then give a mock test for the subject wise quiz and analysis. And subject wise quiz, I was also not very confident that how much I will score. I don't know, but again I was scoring well. Like 25 question, I was scoring 20, 22, or maybe 18. Like above 17, 18 every time I was scoring.
How many mock papers you gave before the exam?
So mock papers, your all the mock papers I have given, because August month, October month after September, also I have given one full revision. So I had already my target was three revisions, three solid
Okay.
revision, but I have gone beyond that. I have almost done four times full revision of all the chapters, all the books. So four times revision, and October month I have given all your mocks. I think seven mocks you have given, all those seven mocks, and two guard mocks. So total nine mocks I have given. And
Wow.
in all the mocks, in few mocks, I found some similarity in questions. So
Hmm.
maybe yeah, so nine mocks approximately I have given.
What was the average score you were getting in those mocks?
In the first mock, ironically, I have scored the highest. I was very nervous in the first mock, but first mock only
Okay.
I got 87 or 88 out of 100. So I was very
Wow.
shocked. And because people around me or my friends who have already given the exam, they used to say that if you are scoring above 70, you are very good. But I scored at say 87. Then I got nervous that I should also beat that. Then after the first mock, in the second mock, I scored 77, 78. In the third mock also 75. So all the mocks approx I have scored above 75 only.
And how many times you have read the book before going for the exam?
So after giving all the mocks, like two mocks were left. So in the continuously, I for the 10 days I was giving mocks only. Then I got exhausted. So I thought, okay, let's revise once again. So I again revised. So I have given a solid revision for four times of all the chapters, all the books, solid revision of four times. And after that, for the last 2 days before the exam, I have given guard mocks, because on the same timing, like my exam was from 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock. I used to sit before 14th was my exam, 12th and 13th on the same time, 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. I have sitting and given guard exam, guard mock, and yeah.
And what was the most in your preparation journey? What was the most challenging part?
Most challenging part was my after coming back from my leave. When I again started, July month was very tough for me initially. Once I thought that okay, let's leave it, not give it this year, let's target for next year. But I have again seen one of your videos while you were consulting one student, that never delay or never think that you won't be able to give this time. If you have planned for August or November, just do it. Because of my leave I couldn't give on August, but I had solid that mindset that I have to give on August only, no matter how much my preparation is.
Overall, when you went to the actual exam day, okay, what was the overall experience? Was it very easy, very tough? What happened?
So on the actual exam day, I reached early only. So I have not seen any people around me. Only I was the 1 hour before only I reached. I was quite nervous after seeing. But when I entered into, my target was 4 hours. Okay, I have managed. When giving the mocks, I analyzed that I have to set some time. I just randomly can't waste any time, because if you look into the time is very short. People may think 4 hours is good enough, but for me, time is not very huge time. If you divide the time, like 25 questions in each hour, so 25,
Mhm.
25, 25, 25. So 4 hours, 25 question each, 100 question. if you target like that. So in 1 hour 25 questions, like you, one question you can maximum give 2 and 2.5 minutes. So that is not very much sufficient, so you have to be quick enough. So on the first 3 4 questions, I had spent a lot of time. I have
Okay.
spent like 15 20 minutes already on the first 3 4 questions, and I was very nervous that questions was not big enough. Questions was like 3 4 lines only. So I guess that few of the questions will be very huge. I have to spend a lot of time, but questions were not big enough. But I had already spent a lot of time on the first 3 4 questions. But after that, when I got into that, okay, I can solve few questions, I was getting some confidence in between. I thought that, okay, let's not jump, how much we can solve, let's solve. And what are the questions I can't solve, let's write it down, that okay, these 15 questions I will just, in the last 15 minutes I'll go through it. If I can't solve anything, I'll just randomly mark them. So and in the second hour, I was
Mhm.
in a range of, for already I have solved 45 questions. In the third hour, I already solved like 80 questions. And in the last hour, again, I had some rush, I wasted some time in some more questions. In accordingly, like in the last 15 minutes, just randomly I was seeing some questions whichever I didn't know. So I just randomly marked few. But yeah, I had that confidence that at least 70 questions which I have marked are correct from my end. 65 to 70 questions, I was confident that, yeah.
Overall, sort of how many calculation, how many theory questions were there in the exam?
So in my part, overall, I think 75 questions were theory, 75, 76 questions were theory, and 20 25 questions was calculation based.
When you came out of the exam, okay, did you felt that you're going to be passing the exam?
I had that confidence that I have, because in the mocks also I was scoring well, and exam also I knew whichever question I had marked, those are right, those can't be wrong. I was because each and every concept and each and every chapter I have read very well. So I knew that those were right. So if I at least cross 70 questions, I am good to go. That much confident I had.
And now
So
you've got first quartile in all the books.
yeah,
Did
yes,
you
sir.
expect that?
Not actually. Nobody can expect that. When I saw my result, I was shocked myself.
Now, from your experience, what are the top three things that you should do to prepare for the exam, to clear the
So
exam, basically?
have time, 6 months full preparation, have your solid that one roadmap, that how much time you want to spend each day, and be consistent. Consistency is very important. Even if you miss 2 days, on the third day only you won't be able to feel like coming and opening your book and again studying. So
Correct.
each day, even if you are spending half an hour 1 hour each day, you have to study. This is a pure game of consistency, these exams. So consistency is very important. Secondly, don't miss anything,
Hmm.
because in the exam few of the things which I didn't expect will come, but I have studied, I saw those questions are coming from those particular chapters or those particular books which I
Okay.
felt was not very important enough, but questions came from them. So people may say that okay, you can leave 5 chapters 10 chapters, but don't do that, because you don't know which chapter questions
Correct.
might come easy and which chapters question might come tough. In book 2 I have left only one chapter, the last chapter, because I was not feeling very motivated to study that chapter again and again. So, but no questions came from that. But don't leave any chapters.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, Saurav. I mean, this conversation will really, really help because the one thing that came out very beautifully in your entire conversation is the consistently you are putting with work, with full time job, with
Yes,
family,
sir.
you are putting 2 to 3 hours, and then in the evening also you are putting. So once you have the clarity that this certification is going to help me in my career,
Yes, sir.
automatically you become more serious,
Yes, sir.
right?
Definitely.
So, and
Definitely.
that dedication, I think, so has helped you a lot in your preparation and your clearing of
Yep.
the exam. Thank you very much for taking out time and walking us through your journey. I'm sure this interview will help lot of students in, and especially working professionals, to clear this exam in the future.
Definitely, sir.
So,
Definitely.
thank you very much, Saurabh, for taking out time.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.